Everyone, good afternoon. On behalf of Lee County Sheriff Carmine Marcino, the men and women of the Lee County Sheriff's Office, good afternoon and welcome to our Do the Right Thing celebration for the month of November. My name is John McGraw. I am the director of the Do the Right Thing for the Lee County Sheriff's Office, and I'm happy that you're here today in our school board chambers and also watching at home on television. As we get started this afternoon, we're going to be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Samantha Chrisman and Tamia Hernandez. So please stand for the pledge. Here's your microphone. Ready, Tamia, your left hand. Okay. I
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tamia, could you tell the people, please be seated? Please be seated.
Please be seated.
Thank you, Tamia. Thank you, Samantha. Let's be seated. As we get started here this afternoon, a special word of thanks. A special word of thanks to our school board of Lee County, our chairman, Kathleen O'Daniel Morgan, also Pamela LaRiviere, Dr. Jane Kuckel, Stephen Toiber, Mary Fisher, Melissa Giovanelli, Chris Patrica, and also a special word of thanks to our superintendent of schools, Dr. Gregory Atkins. We thank them for allowing us to have this wonderful celebration in school board chambers each month during the school year, and we appreciate their support of honoring these fine young men and women from our schools in Lee County, the Do the Right Thing Youth Recognition Program. Representing our school board today is our chair, Kathleen O'Daniel Morgan, so a round of applause for our chairman of our school board.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to come stand over here. Thank you for being here, you guys. You're all here because you've been challenged. You've had to make a decision. You've been in a situation of you've had to decide what to do. You've had to make a choice. That challenge and that choice that you make are what your character is all about. And the people in your community look at you and they see the decisions that you make and they say, there is someone who has great character. So I want to thank you for being here. I'm eager to hear your stories, and thank you, parents, for sharing these great kids with us. I know that the character starts at home, and I know that they've learned from you as well, that every challenge requires a choice, and we're here to celebrate kids who are making the right choices, doing the right things. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Representing today Senator Marco Rubio's office, we have with us, this would be Elaine Sarlo. So let's welcome Elaine Sarlo from Senator Rubio's office, please.
Hello, good afternoon. Like you just heard, my name is Elaine Sarlo. I'm here today on behalf of U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. I know the senator is incredibly proud to be representing such bright and young and brave young constituents here in the state of Florida. And unfortunately, he couldn't be here himself, but each one of you is receiving a letter from the senator in your packets today. Also, it's such a testament to the parents and teachers and school resource officers that we have so many students being honored here today. And I truly love coming to these ceremonies because it's so great to hear the most positive parts of our society, and that's truly something to celebrate. So thank you to the Sheriff's Office and Mr. McGraw for always having a wonderful ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. From our school district, we have Dr. Pete Boathatch is here. Dr. Pete, let's welcome him as well. He's a Director of Student Services, a County Athletic Director. From our voice program, we have volunteers working behind the scenes. Pat Sear, Mary, Gary, Linda Walker, and gosh, we appreciate them and their fine work. Very good. Thank you. Also, from Sheriff's Office, we have Lieutenant Fuel helping us today, and also Beth Schell. Representing Sheriff Marcino today is Sergeant Jarelle Aubuchon. Let's welcome the Sergeant to our ceremony.
Thank you, John. Sheriff Marcino couldn't be here today, but he is very committed to our youth, which is, of course, the foundation and future of Lee County. And let's talk for a second about what it means to do the right thing. As adults, we learn decision-making through experience, education, our parents, schools, maybe our bosses, maybe becoming a boss, right? Decision-making's tough. Doing the right thing is more often the more difficult choice, is it not? Does it mean more paperwork, doing the report, right? Getting it done on time, staying up late, whatever it is? Maybe facing possible retribution? Who knows? But doing the right thing is admirable, and we're very proud of all of these young men and women, and we're going to honor them here today. So on behalf of Sheriff Carmine Messino, welcome to everybody.
Thank you. Also from the Sheriff's Office, Mike Calvert will be helping us today with our word ceremony. A lot of people behind the scenes, sponsors that help us in a variety of ways, and what we're going to do is we're going to have our first recipient come forward, Brian Kent Domingo. A round of applause for Brian Kent Domingo. Brian, are you here? Where's Brian at? Wait, come on down, Brian. Thank you. Let's welcome him again. Brian is here. Brian, you're going to see that nice sergeant there. Brian Kent Domingo of Fort Myers is a 5th grade student at Tice Elementary School. His principal is Rhonda Amaya. His school resource officer is Deputy Kevin Rigtut. If family and friends would come forward as principal and school resource officer, I will share Brian's story. Tice Elementary School teacher Lorraine Bernardini wrote that Brian should be honored because he showed a lot of compassion towards 2 of his classmates that were teasing him and calling him names. The students were sent to the office to speak to the assistant principal. The assistant principal was going to punish the students that had been teasing Brian, but he asked that they not be punished as he told them, "I understand that we all make mistakes." Brian, is that true? Yeah, it's true. Brian accepted their apologies that day, and the teacher wrote that I thought this was very mature and showed a lot of compassion. And for that we say, Brian, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Gabrielle Muniz, a round of applause for Gabrielle Muniz, please. Go ahead, Mike. Thank you. Very good, thank you. Nice meeting you. Hi, Gabrielle. Nice to meet you. Jesse, right? Gabriel. Gabriel, right here. Thank you, Gabriel. Gabriel Muniz of Lehigh Acres is a 4th grade student at Lehigh Elementary School. Gabriel's principal is Principal Sherry Whiff. His school resource officer is Deputy Shane Nelson. If family and friends would come forward at this time, principal, and school resource officer and teacher, I will share Gabriel's story. Lehigh Elementary School teacher Janet Dean wrote in the nomination letter that Gabriel is a fast-thinking young man. Our teacher was having difficulty holding a small child. That small child got out of her arms and was running for the door and was going to take off and leave the building. The child reached the door and was about to leave, but thanks to Gabriel's fast thinking, he grabbed her gently, took her arm gently and hand gently off the doorknob, and stood in front of the door, not letting the child pass because Gabriel knew that she was not allowed to leave at that time, until her parent was there. Gabriel, you took charge that day, and you were in charge and helped that little child until the parent took control, and for that we say, Gabriel, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Thank you. Juan Carlos Mendoza Lopez. A round of applause for Juan Carlos Mendoza Lopez, please. Juan Carlos Mendoza Lopez of Bonita Springs is a fourth grade student at Bonita Springs Elementary School. His principal is Principal Robert Cooper. His school resource officer is Deputy Tim Edeling, and former school resource officers here today to support Juan Carlos. That's Lieutenant Angelo Vaughn. If family and friends, school resource officer, and principal would come forward at this time, I will share Juan Carlos' story. Family, come on down. We want you in the picture. Bonita Springs Elementary School fourth grade teacher Lauren Johnston wrote that Juan Carlos Mendoza Lopez is a model student with a genuine, caring heart for others. He exhibits this day by day as he takes care of two of his younger siblings. Juan Carlos, are they here? Your brother and your sister, right? Yeah. He takes care every day and makes sure that he walks them to the end of the school line where the parent pickup line is. He takes them hand by hand to make sure they safely get to the folks' car. He makes sure that they get home safely, cares for them at home. He continues his care each morning at breakfast at school. He ensures that both of his younger siblings get seated, get their breakfast before he returns to the line to get his own breakfast. These selfless acts reflect caring and nurturing qualities. You are a wonderful young man. I hope you consider him for this award the teacher wrote. He truly deserves it, and we agree. Thank you for choosing to do the right thing. Juan Carlos Mendoza Lopez, the Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Curtis Anderson, a round of applause for Curtis Anderson, please. Curtis Anderson of Fort Myers is a third grade student at Raymond C. Page Elementary School. Curtis's principal is Valerie Scheckler. His school resource officer is Deputy First Class Bradley Weiss. If family and friends and principal and teachers would come forward at this time, I will share Curtis's story. Raymond C. Page Elementary School teacher Emily Albright wrote that I feel that Curtis Anderson deserves to be honored as he's an exemplary student in all aspects. He is the first to volunteer to help his friends in need. He leads by example when it comes to completing classwork and participating in lessons, and he does the right thing even when no one is watching him. Curtis always lets the teacher know when someone has been treated unfairly, and shows support to his friends and teachers in bullying situations. His natural character and ability to choose to do the right thing in all situations is why I believe Curtis is the perfect candidate to receive this award. And Curtis, we agree. Thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Ellena Louissaint, a round of applause for Ellena Louissaint, please. I don't believe she's here, though. Ellena, are you here? She's running late. We'll do her later. Wave your hand when she shows up. Let's have Jason Cruz come forward then. Jason Cruz, are you here? A round of applause for Jason Cruz. Jason Cruz of Fort Myers is a first grade student at Manatee Elementary School. Jason's principal is Dr. Scott LeMaster. His school resource officer is Deputy Charles Worf. If family and friends, principal and school resource officer and teachers would come forward, I will share Jason's story. Manatee Elementary School teacher Jane Kelly wrote in the nomination letter that what sets Jason apart is that he comes into school each day with an excitement for learning and a dedication for going above and beyond what is expected at school. He also gives his very best at everything each day. He is an excellent student and demonstrates a strong academic understanding in all subject areas. Jason is also a model student who sets a positive example for his peers. He is a leader in the classroom, and students often seek his help with various tasks throughout the day. He's also helpful at home, that I heard that. On the playground, he enjoys playing with all the classmates, and he's a good friend to everyone. Jason is the epitome of a well-rounded student. He should be proud of himself. I thank him for his efforts this year, and I can't wait to see what he does with his tremendous talents. Jason is a wonderful young student, a young man. It's my privilege to be Jason's teacher. I believe these positive habits started at home with his parents. I would like to thank them for raising such a dedicated, hard-working, and caring child. I am confident he will go far. And for that we say, Jason, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. I don't believe Yaneli Herrera is here. Yaneli, are you here? I was told you're not. She's not here. Rodolyn Bonatot and Demarian Rowe, and also Desmond Baxter. A round of applause for those three students. Rodolyn, Desmond, and Demarian. Three students at this time. Rodolyn, how do I say her name? Rodolyn? Okay. So we're honoring three students together at this time. Rodolyn Bonatot and Demarian Rowe reside in Lehigh Acres. Desmond Baxter resides in Fort Myers. All three students are fifth graders at Manatee Elementary School. So we'll get a nice picture there. Everybody's got a smile, though. Demarian, you got a smile. If family and friends would come forward at this time, and principal, I'll share their story. Manatee Elementary School teacher, Mrs. Palumbo is here, wrote in the nomination letter, I am nominating Rodolyn, Demarian, and Desmond for their display of kindness and being respectful gentlemen in their actions to help a teacher down a flight of stairs with her pull cart full of books and her teaching supplies. They observed what was happening, and they immediately responded to a teacher in need. They carried her cart down the staircase. They displayed the fact that they are true gentlemen, and we are very proud of them. Rhodolyn, Demarion, and Desmond, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Ellena Louissaint is here. Ellena, let's have a round of applause for Ellena, please. Come on down, Ellena. Ellena? How do I say it? Okay, thank you. You're going to meet this nice sergeant. Ellena Louissaint of Lehigh Acres is a fifth grade student at Tortuga Preserve Elementary School. Her principal is Jennifer Shonak. Her school resource officer is Deputy Christine Garcia. If family and friends and principal would come forward, and teacher will share Elena's story. And Ellena, I want you to know something. Ellena, you were nominated on two separate occasions. Two teachers at school saw your heart and all that you do to help the school. Two separate teachers nominated you. It was teacher Jody Dearman and also teacher Jennifer Greta. So they both saw what you do and how you help the students and help the school each day. So they saw what was going on. Tortuga Preserve Elementary School teachers, Jennifer Greta and also Jody Dearman, wrote in two separate nomination letters that Jody wrote that one morning at school I had a student arrive late. This student was confused and was walking down the wrong hallway. He kept turning around, not sure where he was going. But Ellena she observed what was happening, and she took control. She noticed, hey, he looked lost. She asked him if he needed help finding a classroom. And she walked him across the school to make sure he got to the right classroom safely. She made the decision on her own to get involved and help that student that day. Also, the second nomination, teacher Jennifer Greta wrote that Ellena volunteers in my special needs classroom. She's like a mini teacher. One day when the student saw that everyone had a cupcake, and that there were none left, this student became very upset. But guess what Ellena did? She had a cupcake, and out of the generosity of her heart, she saw what was happening, and she gave him her cupcake. And he calmed down. And she did this out of love. She did this without a second thought. She truly has a very giving and caring heart, and for both these nominations, we should give you 2 trophies, Ellena. No, not today. Thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Boden Ballinger. A round of applause for Boden Ballinger, please. Boden Ballinger of Lehigh Acres is a 4th grade student at River Hall Elementary School. Boden's principal is Dr. Alice Barfield. His school resource officer is Deputy Edward Van Dahl. And today representing the school, I believe, I know Counselor Eric Conseco's here. Is Assistant Principal Elizabeth Vickery here too? Well, family and friends and school counselor, come on down and we'll share Boden's story. Thank you. River Hall Elementary School teacher Robert Herndon wrote that Boden is a brave 4th grader who took it upon himself to maintain a safe and respectful school environment. During physical education class, 2 students got into a physical altercation which began to escalate. Deciding that safety was a top priority, Boden responsibly stepped in to prevent the fight from further escalating. He kept the students separated in a respectful manner. His short intervention that day allowed enough time for adults to take control of the situation. It is for this display of bravery and conscientiousness and commitment to a safe school environment that I choose to nominate Boden. And we agree, Boden, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Now, at this time, we're going to honor 4 students together, so there's going to be a lot of people up here. So we need to take a lot of pictures, people. Regan Rentz, Emerson Rentz, McKenna Stearns, and Olivia Lee. A round of applause for Regan and Emerson and McKenna and Alyvia. Regan and Emerson Rentz reside in Cape Coral. McKenna Stearns and Olivia Lee reside in Bokeelia. All four students are fifth grade students at Pine Island Elementary School. Their principal is Principal Stephen Hook. Their school resource officer is Corporal Wilfredo Rivera. And that'll be a nice picture. If family and friends would come forward at this time, I will share Regan and Emerson's and McKenna and Olivia's story, and it's a great story. You're going to want to hear it. Make room for the families. You might have to move a little bit, yeah. Short people in front. Is everybody here? Who are we missing? Pine Island Elementary School, teacher Brianne Costa. Brianne, where are you? You here? Hi. She wrote that fifth grade students in our gifted and talented, which is called GATE class, regularly participate in problem-based learning lessons. One of our recent topics I assigned to them was to think of ways to help in our local community, and for them to complete a community service project packet. 4 students, Regan, Emerson, McKenna, and Olivia, put a plan into action and decided they would sell lemonade to raise money for local organizations. They made several pictures of lemonade, made posters, and even created custom t-shirts, and they set out to sell lemonade in our community. They had a special name for themselves. Guess what they were called? They were called Lovely Lemons. That's very creative in marketing. The Lovely Lemons raised close to $300 and donated money to local charitable organizations. They raised money for the Beacon of Hope and also Helping Paws. From start to finish, these girls took the initiative, became organizers and leaders for this project. We had a check giving ceremony a few days later at Pine Island Elementary School, where a representative from each of the charitable groups came and received checks for their charity. Both were thrilled to be recipients of this donation. These girls truly are kind and caring and went above and beyond to make a difference in their community. And for that we say, Regan and Emerson and McKenna and Olivia, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Great job. Thank you. Olivia Dennison, a round of applause for Olivia Dennison, please. Olivia Dennison of Cape Coral is a 5th grade student at Hancock Greek Elementary School. Her principal is Cynthia Denise Phillips Luster. The assistant principal, Dr. Deborah Nuss, is here today. Their school resource officer is Deputy Rachel Bauer Fithian. If family and friends would come forward at this time, an assistant principal, I will share Alyvia's story. Hancock Creek Elementary School bookkeeper Carmen Ocasio wrote that Alyvia and 3 other students found money on the floor as they were leaving the front office at school. They immediately turned the money into me, the school bookkeeper. The students knew that this was the right thing to do, and neither of them even considered for a moment keeping it. Their actions reflected honesty and integrity that day. And for that we say, Alyvia, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. And Alyvia, we honored the 3 other students at an earlier ceremony, but I guess you couldn't make it. But we honored you today. Congratulations. Yes. Joseph Howlett, a round of applause for Joseph Howlett, please. Joseph Howlett of North Fort Myers is a 5th grade student at Hancock Creek Elementary School. If family and friends would come forward at this time, I will share Joseph's story. Hancock Creek Elementary School physical education coach Carol Paulo wrote that while dismissing students on buses one day, Joey became aware of a problem on the bus. He immediately knew what he had to do, so he pulled down the window and yelled, "We need help on this bus." Mrs. Palau immediately got the bus to stop and realized that there was a student having a behavioral issue on the bus. Mrs. Palau and the bus driver were able to safely remove the students while other adults helped the student who was having the difficulty that day. Mrs. Palau nominated Joey because of his quick thinking and his responsible behavior. And for that we say, Joseph, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Tamia Hernandez, Tamia, she led us in the pledge today. Come on forward, come on down. Tamia Hernandez of Lehigh Acres is a 3rd grade student at Sunshine Elementary School. Tamia's principal is Sherry Gibson. Representing the principal today is Assistant Principal Ryan Bruck. Also from the school is the Deputy School Resource Officer John Kavanaugh. If they would come forward at this time, family and friends and Assistant Principal, I will share Tamia's story. Sunshine Elementary School teacher Rachel Canino wrote that Tamia wrote and published her own book this summer called Mimi and Friends. She addressed common issues that children her age face. In the book, she talked about facing your fears and overcoming obstacles. She described the strategies she uses for calming down when she gets upset, and she sets an example of how she deals with bullies. She brought her book in as a gift and volunteered to read in our class. The students absolutely loved the book because they could relate to those same situations. Tamia, hey, could you get me a copy of the book? I'll buy it after the ceremony today. Is it for sale? Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you. Tamia. I see it's got a lot of pictures so I can understand it. This is great. Copies will be available for sale in the lobby after the ceremony. No, Tamia, thank you. You're very kind. Thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you, and thank you for the book. This is great. Thank you, Tamia. Januel Garcia, a round of applause for Januel Garcia, please. Januel, did I say your name right? Okay. You're going to go to this nice man. Januel Garcia of Lehigh Acres is a first-grade student at Sunshine Elementary School. If family and friends would come forward, assistant principal, I will share Januel's story. Sunshine Elementary School teacher Danielle Lee wrote that Januel is a wonderful student and puts forth his best effort in all that he does. He and another classmate in his class have exactly the same backpack. One day during dismissal, the boys grabbed each other's backpack by mistake. That evening, I got a message from a parent stating that her son was missing money in his backpack. The next day, Januel came running into class with cash in his hand, saying, "Mrs. Lee, this is not my money." I was so proud of him for returning the money right away. Januel showed his classmates what true honesty and integrity looks like. As a class, we celebrated Januel with a round of applause, and we had a delicious treat to honor him. Wow. Januel, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. We're going to honor two students together, Adrian De La Cruz and Samantha Chrisman. Samantha led us in the pledge too today. Let's have a round of applause for Samantha and Adrian. Adrian De La Cruz and Samantha Chrisman reside in Lehigh Acres. They are both fourth-grade students at Sunshine Elementary School. If family and friends would come forward at this time, and their assistant principal, I will share their story. Sunshine Elementary School teacher Lori O'Hara, who's here, wrote that Adrian and Samantha went above and beyond the normal expectations to help both myself and other students in our class. One morning, we received 2 new students to our class. Having new students can cause some confusion until they get settled in, but Adrian and Samantha helped make the transition easy. They went down to the office to pick up each new student. They walked them to class. They helped them find their desks and showed them where items were located all around the classroom. For the next few days, they made sure to help them by explaining the routine and the schedule of the class each day. Adrian even went so far as to offer to give one of the new students one of his classroom tickets so that they could get something. You see, the classroom ticket is earned for good behavior and effort and can be used to buy things from our classroom store. So Adrian, that was very generous what you did. Yeah, very nice. Both students were a big help assisting our new students to fit in as part of our class team. And for that, we say, Samantha and Adrian, thank you both for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Kevin Yacht Ixcoy, a round of applause for Kevin Yacht Ixcoy, please. Kevin Ixcoy of Fort Myers is a second-grade student at Bayshore Elementary School. His principal is Principal Ben Osmond. A school resource officer is Deputy Andrew Eschlager. If family and friends and principal and teacher would come forward at this time, I will share Kevin's story. Bayshore Elementary School teacher Heather Kennedy wrote that Kevin is a wonderful student. He enjoys coming to school and is always on task following directions. Kevin works very hard and never gives up, even if his classwork is a bit challenging. Kevin displays a growth mindset and a can-do attitude. And for that, we say, Kevin, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Jarelle Robertson and Nehemie Jean. A round of applause for Jarelle and Nehemie, please. Jarelle Robertson and Nehemie Jean reside in Lehigh Acres. They are fourth grade students at Bayshore Elementary School. If family and friends would come forward at this time, I will share this story. Bayshore Elementary School teacher Kristen Greco wrote that during an event at school where there was a lot of activity, our class was headed to an assembly in the cafeteria. On the way there, Jarelle and Nehemie found a $100 bill on the floor at school. You know, that's a lot of money. Being the kind and honest students they are, there was never any second guessing, and there was no hesitation. They immediately turned the money into me, which was then handed over to the administration. I am so proud of them for being honest and being concerned in getting the money back to its rightful owner. And for that we say, Jarelle and Nehemie, thank you both for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Addison DeRosso, I don't know if you're here yet. Addison DeRosso and Zoe Smith. I know Zoe is here. Zoe, come on down. Addison, did you show up? She's here. Good. Hi, Addison. Didn't see you. Addison DeRosso resides in Alva. Zoe Smith resides in Fort Myers. They're 8th grade students at the Alva School. Their principal is Principal Dale Houchin. Representing the principal today as assistant principal is it Holly Matthews? And their school resource officer is Deputy John Kahn. If Assistant Principal Matthews and family and friends would come forward at this time, I will share their story. The Alva School school resource officer at that time, Bo Langley, wrote the nomination letter that while riding the bus home one day, Addison DeRosso and Zoe Smith witnessed what they felt was an unfair and a cruel act on a special needs student. While on the bus, the student was being made fun of and other things were done to them. Addison and Zoe did what they thought was best and decided to film the incident for evidence. Directly upon arriving on the campus that day, they went to the Office of Student Affairs to report the incident, and they were also able to share the video. Their quick thinking and willingness to come forward on behalf of another student. Because of that, we were able to identify all students involved and take appropriate actions to correct it. And for that, we say, Addison and Zoe, thank you both for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Shania Green, a round of applause for Shania Green, please. I don't know if Shania is here. Are you here, Shania? We'll honor you at school then. Emma Craddock, are you here, Emma? A round of applause for Emma Craddock, please. Emma Craddock of Lehigh Acres is a sophomore at Lehigh Senior High School. Emma's principal is Principal Jackie Corey. Her school resource officers are Corporal Garfield Young and also Corporal Ranju George. If family and friends would come forward at this time, teacher, principal, and school resource officers, I will share Emma's story. And Assistant Principal Peggy Schlichter is here representing Principal Jackie Corey. Lehigh Senior High School school counselor Shanique Buchanan wrote that, with increased mental health awareness for our students in schools, Emma took the time to come and express her concerns over a friend's mental health state. Emma had shared advice with her friend and encouraged them to get some help. The symptoms began to escalate in their level of seriousness, and when they did not follow through and get help, Emma was brave enough to come forward and speak up so that her friend could get the help that they needed. Appropriate steps were then able to be taken to alleviate the situation. Emma, thank you for being a good friend. Thank you for your bravery and your conscientiousness to save a friend. Thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Jackson Montgomery, a round of applause for Jackson Montgomery, please. Jackson Montgomery of Fort Myers is a junior at Cypress Lake High School. His principal is Principal Angela Rolls. School resource officer is Deputy First Class Jared Cantrell. Representing the principal today is Assistant Principal Jessica Turner. If family and friends would come forward at this time, I will share Jackson's story. Cypress Lake High School school resource officer, Deputy First Class Jared Cantrell, wrote in the nomination letter that Jackson found a student's Chromebook computer at school. Without any hesitation, without any second guessing, he immediately brought it to me as his school resource officer. He turned it in. Jackson was concerned that it be reunited with the student who had lost it. Jackson, your actions reflect honesty and integrity. And for that we say, Jackson Montgomery, thank you for choosing to do the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Congratulations. Carlos Montalvo Ruiz, is he here? Deputy Cantrell? Not today. Well, he'll be honored at school. Thank you. Finally today, did anyone show up after everyone get their trophies? Anybody we didn't get their trophy today? Let me know. I think we have everybody. Sergeant Avishon? Good. Finally today, the television air dates on Lee County Government Access Channel Comcast 97, Lee TV, is tentatively scheduled to start on Saturday, December 1st at 8 p.m., and it will air on Saturday evenings for a few weeks. Today's ceremony will also be rebroadcast on Lee School's TV, Comcast Channel 99 and CenturyLink Cable Channel 89. And it'll re-air daily at 9 o'clock in the morning and 8 p.m. starting on December 3rd. We'd ask that the students stay for a group photo at the end of our ceremony today. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. As we conclude today, let us take to heart the stories that we've heard today. Let's always choose to do the right thing. Let's have one final standing ovation for our young people today. Congratulations. Thank you.